We have predicted every single team in every single division, and we have predicted every single division in every conference, and we predicted every single conference down to who I think are going to win the awards in that conference. So now it's time to predict the entire NFL. I'll go over my top 3 candidates for each award and some other awards at the end, and I'll have my Super Bowl prediction at the end of the video, so make sure to stay in touch for that. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe before we get into it. For MVP, I have 3 candidates that I think that could win this award. I have Joe Burrow. I think he is my number 1 candidate for MVP. I think he'll have a monster season, be the best quarterback in the league, arguably with the best season, and him and Chase are going to go absolutely nuclear. My second option for this award is Justin Herbert. I think Herbert in a brand new offense with Mike McDaniel and a bunch of great weapons around him and his offensive line healthy, I think he can put up the best season of his career and lead the Chargers to a great season, granting him votes for the MVP award. The other one I have is Matthew Stafford. I don't think he can go back-to-back, even if he has an incredible season. However, this Rams team is stacked. The Rams look to just bulldoze throughout the entire NFL, and Stafford is still a top 5, arguably, quarterback in the league, so he is an easy MVP candidate for myself as well. For Offensive Player of the Year, I have 3 candidates again. I have Jamar Chase at the 1. I think he's going to have arguably the best receiving season of all time. Him and Joe Burrow are going to have an incredible connection, and it's only continuing to get better this season. At number 2, I'll have Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he can go over for around 2,000 yards from scrimmage, and he'll establish himself as arguably the best running back in the league, as he is now the workhorse back in Detroit. And at number 3, I have Puka Nacua. That connection between him and Stafford will only continue to grow. Hopefully he is healthy for the beginning of the season. But yes, I think he'll continue to just have a monster season next year and be in contention for Offensive Player of the Year. For Defensive Player of the Year, I have Will Anderson. I think Will Anderson is absolutely going to have a gargantuan monster season, 20-plus sack season, and he'll lead the best defense in the league. So that's why he'll also get votes for that. My second pick for this award is Myles Garrett. Pretty obvious. You put him in the best defensive and offensive situation he's ever had after breaking the sack record. He's going to do the same thing. And then we have Chris Gonzalez at my number 3. He showed why he is an elite player in the Super Bowl, as he was the only player keeping the Patriots in the game. And I think he can carry that on into this next season and lead a really great defense and the best secondary in the NFL. At Offensive Rookie of the Year, I have Carnell Tate as my number 1 pick. I love the pick at a time. And now looking at all the clips from training camp, he is absolutely dominating Titans camp. And I think him and Cam Moore will have a special connection. And I think he'll have a really great offensive rookie season. Next, we have Jordan Tyson. I think Tyson is going to have a really great season as well in a brand new offense with Kellen Moore. The Saints are looking to revive their offense a little bit, and I think Tyson will be a huge part of that, forming a great duo with Chris Olave. And lastly, I have Fernando Mendoza as my 3rd pick. Classic number 1 overall pick, quarterback pick to win the award. I think he'll have a great season, but I just don't think it'll be enough over Tate and Tyson, so that's why he's at 3rd. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Ruben Bain. I think he'll have a monster season and show he shouldn't have fell from the draft, and he'll be Tampa Bay's best edge rusher or best defensive line player by the end of the season. At my number 2 spot, I have Caleb Downs, and I think Caleb Downs has the potential to win Defensive Rookie of the Year over Ruben Bain. We'll have to wait and see, because he's looking like a beast in camp, and if he helps leads the Cowboys team to success on the defensive side, he can easily get the award. And then at number 3, I didn't really know who else to pick, so I picked Arvell Reese. I don't know how his opportunities will be in that crowded edge room, but he is too talented of a player to not make an impact from day one. So he is my 3rd pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year. For Coach of the Year, my number 1 pick for this award is D'Amico Ryans, and we'll get into that later on, but I think he's going to lead the best defense in the league. He's a defensive coach, and I think it's all coming together for the Texans. He's been an incredible coach for the past 3 or 4 years, and I think this is the year that he finally puts it together and puts his name in contention for the Coach of the Year award. Next, we have Sean McVay. Sean McVay has a really talented roster, but there's no doubt that he gets the best out of his players every single time they play, every single snap. So he's arguably the best coach in the NFL, and with the Rams seeing as much success as I think they will, he is easily also in the running. For the 3rd candidate, I have Liam Cohen. I think Liam Cohen is going to elevate this Jaguars team to great heights, and I think that he is a really great coach, as we saw last year, and I think with the growth that the Jaguars are going to be able to go through and get to this year, I think he'll put his name in contention for the award as well. For the Protector of the Year award, I'm kind of cheating with this number 1 spot, as I only have 2 names, but I have Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. I think they're the best tackle duo in the league, and as previously stated, I think this Chargers offense is absolutely going to be amazing, and they're going to be a big reason why, and either of them could win the award. My other pick was going to be Tristan Wirfs. He's been a really great tackle, and he has suddenly been one of the best tackles of his generation and of the decade, playing on both sides, left and right. So I think he can also win the Protector of the Year award as well. For my top 3 breakout players, I'm going to go with Omarion Hampton, number 1. We saw what Mike McDaniel did with Devon Achane back in Miami. He saw what we did with Raheem Mostert, and Omarion Hampton is better than them and more talented. So I think with a better offensive line, better offensive structure, Hampton can break out. Another player that's going to break out is Tedero McMillan. McMillan was an incredible rookie last year, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I think he's only continued to grow, and he's going to be arguably a top 8 receiver in the league after this year. Speaking of second-year players, I'm going to go with Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter got injured at the very beginning of his rookie season, trying to play both sides. Now that he's going to play corner and a little bit of wide receiver, I think he has too much talent to fail in the NFL, and I think he will be a really great corner and a really great piece for this Jags team. For my top 3 X Factors, I actually made a video on this, but to give you the names, I have CJ Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, and Micah Parsons. I explained more in that video, but essentially these players have the chance to completely change the narrative this season depending on how well they play, if they're healthy, and it's just going to be crazy to see and interesting to see how they shape the league this season. If you guys want to check out more, check out that video. Now we move on to the most disappointing teams. At number 1, I have the Broncos. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs after making the NFC or AFC Championship game last year. I really like this Broncos team. I think they're talented, but I just think the AFC is going to pass them. I don't really believe in Bo Nix, to be honest, and their trench play is incredible, and they have a really great defense, but there's just a thing about this Broncos team that I think is going to disappoint a lot of teams, a lot of fans. Another team are the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens make the playoffs again for a second straight year. They lost a lot in the offseason, and they did gain some, right? But I also have questions about Lamar Jackson. Is he able to come back off the injury, or how is he able to play? Just getting up there in age as well. We saw that he reduced his rushing ability. He only rushed for 400 yards last season, and it's going to be interesting to see how Lamar can bounce back. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, so I have no doubt that he could prove me wrong and become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL again. But there's just so many questions from the Ravens that I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Another one are the Panthers. Even though they have a breakout player in Ted McMillan, I think they will disappoint because they will not make the playoffs, and I think they could potentially get passed up by the Saints. Now we move on to the 3 most improved teams, in my opinion. I have to go number 1, the Cowboys. I have them from missing the playoffs last year to being the 2nd seed in the NFC, and I think that offense is going to be really great. They improved the defense quite a lot. At number 2, I have the Saints. I think their offense will be really, really good, and they're just building something special in New Orleans, and I think we'll see that this year with this new regime and the young players that they're building around. And speaking of building around young players, I have the Titans at number 3 for most improved teams. I think this Cam Ward to Carnell Tate connection is going to be something special, and they're really building a new culture there with Robert Saleh, so I believe in the Titans to improve this season. Finally, we get to my Super Bowl matchup, and I have 2, but the one that I think that is going to happen, I've kind of been alluding to this all video, is Rams versus Texans. The Rams made so many improvements over the offseason, and I think they have stacked their roster to the max heading into the season, and I think it's their last chance as a true Super Bowl, super team contender, as there's a lot of questions about free agency and Matthew Stafford. I don't know if he's going to retire after this season, so I think they have to get it done this year, and I think they'll be facing the Texans in the Super Bowl. The Texans are going to have the best defense in the league, and I think CJ Stroud can bounce back. We already saw that the Texas defense was dominant, and they were still able to just be effective in the playoffs despite CJ Stroud literally throwing the game away. And I think CJ Stroud can be better. And if he's just at least decent, or at least a good quarterback, not talking about if he's rookie CJ Stroud, this team can be dangerous. If he's rookie CJ Stroud, I think they could also potentially win the Super Bowl, hence why they're in this matchup. But ultimately, I do have the Rams winning. Another alternative I had was the Rams-Bengals rematch, but at the end of the day, I do have the Rams winning the Super Bowl. Overall, those are all my predictions for every single award and some other categories that I made up for this NFL season. We are so excited for the NFL season to start. We're only about a month away, and preseason games are starting as well. So if you guys want to be along for the ride, make sure to subscribe. Leave your comments down below of what you guys thought of my predictions, and make sure to leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next one.